Are you feeling discouraged and just wanting to give up on persisting with your desire? Are you being triggered by things not going the way that you want them to? Well, stay tuned, because this is the last part of my 4-part series on how to remain persistent with your desire. And this is all about revising the past and revising the events that are reflecting back to you. So for those of you that are new, my name's Natalie, and this is As the Pennies Drop. Now, this channel is dedicated in guiding you to create a life you love, deserve, and desire. I am a conscious manifestation coach and a neurotransformation therapy coach, and I provide a variety of coaching solutions, one-on-one and group coaching solutions, to guide you into releasing those limiting beliefs, those blocks, those disempowering beliefs that are holding you back from having the life that you want, and to guide you into getting those manifestations too. So if you are struggling with blocks or limiting beliefs, or things just aren't showing up and you feel like you've done everything you can, then just click on the link below and get in touch, or you can just email me at natalie@asthepenniesdrop.com. Okay, so back to the video. So feeling discouraged and being triggered is one of the biggest reasons why people give up on manifesting what it is that they're desiring, especially when you've had a day that is reflecting everything the opposite of what you have been working on manifesting. And all that is, though, all that is, when we have those days where everything seems to be against us, where everything seems to be going in the opposite direction of what it is that we are focusing on, all that is just our old pattern, our old program, and our old thoughts showing up. And feeling discouraged is the biggest kick in the bum that you can get to persist in your desired outcome, whether that is using the imaginal acts, mental diet, affirmations, scripting, whatever it is that you're choosing to do. Feeling discouraged and seeing things reflecting back at you is your feedback. It is the opposite of what you were wanting, but all it is your programmed old thoughts reflecting back at you. Remember, we interpret what we appear to be the way we interpret it to be. Let me say that again. When we see things reflecting back at us, which is the opposite of what we are looking to desire, the opposite of what we're looking to manifest, we can choose how we interpret it. But what we will tend to do is interpret it in a way that is based on our old programming. So what appears to be the opposite of what it is that we are looking to manifest is basically our old programming. So feeling discouraged is really kind of the kick up the bum that you need to continually persist, because all it is saying, oh, that was my old thought. Oh, I used to think that. Oh, that was my old thought. Oh, I used to think that too. Or I used to think that. Oh, that's what I used to think. Oh, okay, boom. Persist, persist, persist with the affirmations, with the loops. And I know that it's hard. I know that it is hard when we are seeing things, or when we are having a day where it feels like we've done everything and we've been doing things for so long and nothing is showing up, and we just want to give up as well, when we're not seeing things, when it feels like it's getting a bit exhausting. And those are the days where we want to remind ourselves that there's a million things going on in the background that we may not be able to physically see. But by living in the end, in the state of the wish fulfilled, we know that it is working, that everybody is conspiring to bring me my desire. That's what we want to say to ourselves then. So when we have those days where we're either getting fed up because we don't see anything, or we're getting fed up and discouraged because we're seeing the opposite of what we are looking to do, when we then use that as feedback to consistently remain persistent with our desired outcome with that story, with that inner conversation that aligns to the outcome that we are looking to manifest. That is basically revising. We're revising. We didn't see that. And if you've seen any of Sammy Ingram's videos, you know, when she talks about specific person, your specific person says, yeah, I don't want to hear from you again. Please stop contacting me. You know, and Sammy will say, I did not hear that. I heard you can't stop thinking about me. I heard your friends telling me that I'm all you've ever wanted. I heard you say you constantly want to hear from me. And if we persist in that story, that is what will happen. So we're recognizing what the reality is, but we're not actually attaching ourselves to the reality, because we see it, we interpret it based on our programmed old programming, and then we focus on revising that story. So if your boss comes up to you and says, oh, I don't like that piece of work that you've just sent me, you need to redo it. You can revise that. I did not hear that. I heard my boss say that that was the best thing he's ever seen me do, that that's the best piece of work that he's ever seen anybody do, that in fact, I'm his favorite person, and now I'm going to get promotion. You know, that's revising that story. And the more we do that, the more things will start to gradually appear in our world, or quickly, how we want it to. Now, obviously, Neville talks about the state akin to sleep, which is, you know, it is really an amazing time to, just before we are about to fall asleep, we're in that sleepy mode, you know, when we're tired, we've had a long day, or we're just in bed and we're all snuggly and warm. And that is when the conscious mind is not as active and the subconscious mind is extremely active. So we can impress more in the subconscious mind then. So what basically Neville says to do is, you know, look at your day. If it was the opposite of what you've been looking to manifest, or if things have been said that are the opposite of what you want, whatever that is, you want to revise that story in your mind and create a scene. Now, you can do this with a visual scene, or you can just do this with affirmations. So I have a little example that I've written down. So, but I know that, you know, I've said that to do this just before you fall asleep, but you can get yourself into that state if it's safe to do so during the day too. You know, just sit on the couch or find a quiet place in the office and just kind of close your eyes and just start relaxing and just take some nice deep breaths. So I'm just going to read this to you. So when you're in that state, when you're nice and relaxed, this is my visual scene I'm going to share with you and my example. So you're in a coffee shop with your best friend and you're sipping your coffee, and it just and you've got the smells around you. You can smell the coffee, you can hear the chatter of other people, and you're just sat there just having like a coffee catch up. And your best friend says to you, so how is it that you managed to be debt free so quickly? How is it you managed to be debt free so quickly? It's incredible how fast you went from being in debt to being debt free. And you're smiling and you're feeling so full of yourself because, yeah, you're debt free and you did do it really quickly. So you're smiling full of relief, and you say, you know, it's just a wonderful feeling being debt free. You know, I've got all this extra money now, and, you know, everything's always working out for me so easily. And your friend says, everything works out for you so effortlessly. And then you just say, it's because I'm such a master at manifesting. You know, you can visualize that scene. And then what I would do, if I haven't already, what you would then want to do is kind of repeat that scene. So that scene is based on somebody wanting to be debt free, who is living in the end of now being debt free. She's with a friend talking about being debt free. So we're revising the past. We're revising that reality of her being in debt to being debt free. So what you want to do is then just loop that. You can make that shorter, you can make it a little bit longer, but not too long. But you want to just loop that in your mind. Just go over and over and over and over and over until you fall asleep, or until you've run out of time during the day and you need to get back to work or something. But then what I would do is I would then using that same example, I would then affirm, you know, afterwards. And this is exactly what I did when I used the eavesdropping technique to get £19,000. I was manifesting 20, it was about 19, but I did get some other things that actually added up above 20,000. So what I would then do is, if I haven't fallen asleep, I would then start affirming, you know, isn't it, you know, I would even start saying, oh my God, you know, it's so wonderful that I'm debt free. You know, how is it that I got to be debt free so quickly, easy, and effortlessly? I love that I'm debt free. I've got so much extra cash. I love that I've got this extra cash now to spend on what I want, because I haven't got to keep plowing it into my credit cards, trying to pay my credit cards off, because now I'm debt free. I love that everything always works out for me. I love that I always get what I want. I love that I've been able to clear my debt so quickly, easily, and effortlessly. That feeling of seeing zero on my credit card balance is amazing. It's the freedom. I feel so free. I've got all these options now. I can put all this extra money I've got, because I'm not plowing it into paying off my credit cards, into things that I really want to do, the holidays, the car, the house, whatever it is. You know, I'm so lucky. I'm such a lucky person. I'm such a master at manifesting. Why is it that I am so good at being debt free? Why is it that I am so good at getting things to manifest to me so quickly, easily, and effortlessly? Why is it that I now am financially abundant? So I would then lead into kind of looping affirmations or affirmations like that. Now, if you're feeling extremely discouraged, like really, really pissed off, discouraged, like you are just beside yourself, you've got the anxieties and everything, and you're just not seeing anything, and your mind is spiraling out of control, this is when you rampage. And this is exactly when I rampage. I literally will go into, and if you haven't seen, I'll attach my rampage video so you can see it. But I was a little bit kind of, when I do my rampages, I swear a lot. I get into my belly. I get that fire in my belly. I get that like anger. Like, this is my bloody life. This is my life. This is how it's going to go. But so I'll attach my video, but I go into it in a lot more like oomphness, if you can say oomphness. So basically, when we do this, I mean, these are just examples, but this is just an example, and I use money, but when we do this and we repeatedly do this, things will start to, because they have to by law, revise themselves. You'll go from being in debt to being debt free. You'll go from having that SP saying to you, please don't contact me ever again, to them, you know, blowing up your phone with messages, or, you know, pursuing you, asking you out, chasing you. We can revise anything, and we can revise our body, how we view our body, how we see our body, how we see ourselves. Whatever it is, we can do by telling the story of what it is and being focused and persistent on that. So they are just some examples. I just wanted to kind of give you some like real proof examples of what you can do to revise your situation if things aren't showing up, and how you can take the control back when you're feeling extremely discouraged by revising. So to wrap this video up, when we realize and accept with confidence that to change our world, we have to focus on changing the inner world, because our outer world is our inner world pushed out. We can then wake up every single day knowing that whatever we are interpreting, whatever we are seeing, we can see it with excitement. Oh, that's what I used to think. Right, okay, this is now what I'm going to be thinking. And we can take everything that we see in our reality that we don't like, that we don't want, that is the opposite to what we're looking to desire, and we can use that as feedback, and we can just go, oh, that's because my old thoughts still hanging about. Right, okay. Back on with the persistent, back on with focusing on that story, using those imaginal acts, doing the sats, the stay tick into sleep, visualizing, creating their own little scenes, affirming, scripting, rampaging, but being persistent with the desire. So that's revision. And that's the last part of this 4-part series that's based around imaginal acts, your mental diet, which is the living in the end part, the everyone as you pushed out, understanding that, and revising your past using those techniques. So if you have any questions about this, then please don't hesitate to get in touch. And I know all of this said, we can only do the best that we can do. So if you are struggling, if you do have those days where you feel like you've let things slip, don't beat yourself up. It's not going to help. We're human. We're learning to retrain our mind the opposite way that we have been taught how it works. So know that you're doing the best that you can with the tools that you have, and know that tomorrow is another day and you can get back on it tomorrow, and that's okay. I have been able to manifest things even when I've had days where I haven't stayed on my mental diet. So as long as we are more persistent in the desired outcome than we are in not having that, or focusing on the opposite of what it is that we're desiring, it has to, by law, harden into fact, and it will show up. So that's it from me today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed that. As always, please feel free to like, share, and comment. And I will, and subscribe, looking to get 4,000 now. And I'm really looking forward to the day when somebody sends me a comment saying, you've got 4,000, you've got 4,000, you've got 4,000. I've already got 4,000, I can see that. Anyway, you take care, have a great rest of your weekend, great weekend even, it's not started yet, from the UK anyway, and I will be back next week.